I'm here visiting Tony. We're in Minnesota. From
Yep.
Florida. It's a little chillier here. But what I saw that chilled me right away was this USA Today newspaper headline.
Yep.
Right? You can see here, I'm going to show the viewers what it says. 1.5 million. Is it enough to retire?
Is it enough to maintain your lifestyle?
Maintain your lifestyle in retirement. It's the magic number headline. This is from October 8th, 2025. And I am getting close to a rant on this one because I hate these headlines. But what I want to do with you, Tony, is skip the discussion on Yes and how they're overrated musically. And we're going to talk with one of my readers because I want to read some of the quotes from this article from October 8th. I do.
Well, you know what? I love that journey for you.
I love it too, Tony. I'm about to lose it here. You're going to set me on edge. So this article starts off. I'm going to read you quotes. Quote, one of the more popular items on retirement surveys is the magic number, end quote. Already they're starting this sensational is what I'll call it by admitting that this is a popular question on retirement surveys. And why is it a popular question? What do you need to retire? Because the answers are absurd. And I want to explain some of this. So they said recently Charles Schwab had a survey. The magic number was 1.8 million. 1.8 million, according to Schwab. A Schroeder survey came in at 1.2 million. Northwestern Mutual split the difference at 1.5 million. This is what the USA Today is quoting. Go Bank Rates uses 1.5 million for a retirement planning exercise. We've done shows on this before, so this is maybe repetitive to some of you repeat viewers, which if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. I think Tony's getting a little depressed because he wants some more subscribers.
Yeah, we do. And Dan, you always bring wit and wisdom. The difference, though, with this article is it's adding a new, hey, how can we make this different? Oh, we're going to say you need a different number depending on your state.
Yes. Yes, it does.
There's no one magic number. There is a magic number, but it's only by state. To infer that, inferring there's one magic number for everybody is terrible. They're making it a little better by saying, okay, there is a magic number, but it can vary by state. That's what gets me about that article.
So quick quiz, Tony, how many magic numbers are there?
51.
Puerto Rico's not a state. Yes. So they have 50 magic numbers. Okay. And here's another quote from this. So this is talking about the different states, and I'll get to which states are cheapest.
Sure.
Here's a quote. Many Americans are coming to terms with the fact that 1 million doesn't guarantee a comfortable retirement in parts of the U.S. They're coming to terms with that? Who's coming to terms with that?
Right.
Like, no, you don't need 1 million to be comfortable in retirement.
Right. And people think that these magic number articles, like you said, Charles Schwab did a survey or this place Bank Rate did a survey. The problem is people think, Charles Schwab, they're some of the biggest financial experts in the world. They're going to know. But guess what? They're not surveying themselves.
Right.
It's not their opinion.
It's not the expert's opinion.
People. They're actually surveying people, and it's just what people's opinion. What is my magic number? Let me say, I think it would be great to have it 1.8 million. That's the problem, right?
Yeah, it is the problem. I'd be remiss to not make the Soylent Green reference when you just talk about serving people. They're surveying people, not serving people. But you're right.
Yeah, surveying. Yeah.
So this is again a quote from the article. The goal of this particular analysis. Now, this is analysis. It's not. Was to take things a step further and uncover whether even larger savings of 1.5 million would be enough to last 25 to 30 years in retirement in all 50 states. So they're saying we're going to take it a step further and really scare people into thinking they need more. This is so
or that they
ridiculous.
have to move in order to afford retirement.
Yeah, I'm going to have to move. Where am I going to move to, Tony? Okay, this is now a March report from AARP. They call this the Hire a Helper report. These are the top 5 destinations for Americans who move specifically for retirement in 2024. This is where people are moving to retire.
Okay.
What do you think number 1 is?
Florida.
Massachusetts. Now, my wife's from Massachusetts. I went to college in Massachusetts. I don't see Massachusetts as a retirement destination. No offense.
I have known a lot of people who have retired, and I know a lot of people who work with retirees, and I don't know anyone who's ever said, oh yeah, they want to retire in Massachusetts, unless they have family there. But I haven't ever heard that even. I mean, that is
I'm
unbelievable.
thinking, right?
So it's not Arizona or Florida, really?
Well,
or
no.
Hawaii?
In fact, they say Arizona, a celebrated retirement destination, didn't even make the top 10. Here are the top 5. Massachusetts, followed by.
So what's this based on then?
This is based on AARP's survey of moving services marketplace hire helper. This is where people are moving to specifically for retirement in 2024. I don't know. Massachusetts,
that's a surprise to me.
It is total surprise to me.
Yeah.
Massachusetts is number 1. I mean, Massachusetts is number 1.
Massachusetts.
Followed by Florida, right? That's pretty cliche.
Yeah.
Illinois. Okay, hear me out. Kentucky, and then North Carolina. Those are the top 5.
Okay.
Massachusetts, Florida, Illinois, Kentucky, North Carolina.
Okay. I'll give you maybe North Carolina, but I will not give you Massachusetts. There's got to be something
Number
wrong.
1, Tony.
I don't know. I don't know how their data.
You can't knock it until you get there, Tony.
And I'm not dissing on Massachusetts.
You just don't like the Red Sox. Admit it.
Boston.
You don't like Duncan.
Park the car. Park the car.
My wife's gonna beat me up.
Park the car.
I hate the Red Sox, by the way. Anyway. So, okay, here's what they need. Here's how many years 1.5 million will last.
Is Boston the big retirement destination?
Yeah, right. Cape Cod. Martha's Vineyard.
Oh, wow. So it's a certain type of person they probably
I don't know. AARP's interview. I don't know. So anyway, how long does 1.5 million last in Massachusetts, according to this?
Mm-hmm.
According to the analysis. Now, how are they doing this? They first take out Social Security and then say, what more do you need based on the cost of living? So they take the cost of living, according to the data, subtract Social Security, which is average Social Security, not yours.
Yeah.
And again, these are all averages, so they don't really know. And then they say how much is left to make up every year, and then how long will 1.5 million last?
Right.
So many assumptions here, but let's just humor me a little bit. Massachusetts, how many years will 1.5 million last? 23. 23. Okay. So if you're retiring with 1.5 million in Massachusetts, you got 23 years, and then you're done. You're out of money. You're only on Social Security.
How can they say that? How do they know how much I'm going to need every year?
Well, they're saying the annual cost of living is $65,117 after Social Security in Massachusetts.
Oh, wow.
After Social Security.
Wow.
I don't know if this is for a couple or a single person. I'm assuming it's single, but that seems like a lot. Social Security is probably $20K. You need $85,000 as a single person?
No. It's got to be a couple.
Maybe it's a couple. I didn't see this in the analysis because I couldn't get very far. There's more that really gets me going here. Florida, 39 years you get because the cost of living is significantly lower than in Massachusetts. Now we're making sense because Massachusetts is more expensive to live in for sure.
Super high taxes. Although there's other things. The property taxes might be just as much or more in certain parts of Florida.
Yeah, but Governor DeSantis is trying to eliminate property taxes. That's in being voted on soon, 2025. Maybe we'll see it. Illinois, number 3, lasts you 44 years. So it goes longer. 1.65 million lasts longer.
Yeah.
Illinois.
Not in Chicago, but if you live in Podunk, Illinois, yeah.
Yeah, true. Illinois ranks 26 in affordability, according to them. $34,000 a year. I think it is for a single person, to be honest.
Wow.
Kentucky, 46 years. So they're 17th among retirement affordability. And North Carolina, 42 years. So those are the top 5. With Massachusetts being number 1. And what do we say? 23 years is all you get, according to them?
Yeah.
That's cutting it close. So you retire at 60. If you live past 83, you're in trouble. This is what it's doing. It's sensationalizing this, scaring the snot out of people.
Yeah.
Or like, I got to move to Florida.
Or people are out there like, I don't have 1.5 million.
Oh, that's
I don't have 1.8 million.
So now we get into the nitty gritty. They start to say, and finally they're starting to come to their senses. It gets worse though. Again, though, the typical senior this is a quote. The typical senior with a retirement account has about 200,000 saved for 65 to 74-year-olds. according to a report survey of
Sure.
Consumer Finances. So, okay, the typical person has 200,000 and you're spouting that you need 1.5 million just to get by in Massachusetts, where everyone's moving to. Holy crap. This is sensational. So here's what they finally get to it. The magic number concept arises from the idea that you should save as much as 10 times your annual salary for retirement to supplement Social Security. So 10 times your annual salary, 150,000 is 1.5 million. They're saying, is that what they're saying? The average salary is maybe for a married couple in their late 50s? I don't know. But then they go, here's the good news. This isn't real. Most people don't have 1.5 million, and most people are fine.
And most people, their annual salaries aren't 150,000.
No. And so they make the case that this is not realistic. It's not, Social Security is not meant to cover everything, but it covers a lot. I know a lot of people living on Social Security.
Yeah.
Again, it's the number one factor to whether or not you're going to succeed in retirement is how you live. Do you live below your costs? We did a whole show on that.
Yeah, and actual studies show, I've read that actual studies show that about 40% of the majority of people, Social Security makes up 40% of their retirement income, and they make it work.
Yeah, no, they do. People make it work.
That's quite a bit.
So why are they doing these headlines? People love to see it. You're right.
People want to know your magic number. Oh, what's my magic number? Oh, I need $1.8 million. Oh no, what do I do?
You know what it does though, Tony? What that does is it gets people stressed out. It gets people panicked. They work longer than they need to. They think they're never going to retire. They're always comparing themselves to this magic number, which is unattainable for a lot of people.
And they might try to make emotional decisions then and take too much risk to make
100% true. They take too much risk,
or
because
they
they're
might
like,
think, I need to head down to that local chain financial place that I keep seeing in the strip mall, and I got to go in there and give them my money and tell them to put it all. I want to put it all on red.
Right. Yeah, the Hard Rock Casino.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Holy geez. What is it? They drive down from Massachusetts over to Mohegan Sun in Connecticut or whatever to get the rest of their 1.5 million.
I love the New England area. We're not making fun of that, but and I live in one of the highest tax states. I live in Minnesota, so
they don't give me the full list. That's a different survey. Which is the most affordable? Here are the 5 most affordable. All right, what do you name the most affordable state? One of the most affordable. Do you have a guess?
South Dakota, Florida, Tennessee, Mississippi, Arkansas.
Mississippi. All right, you got one.
The poor
West
states.
Virginia. Will last 54 years. Kansas, 52 years. Mississippi, 51. Oklahoma, 51. Alabama, 50.
Yeah.
Low cost of living states.
Yeah.
But
I just picked out the first states I listed were the ones that don't have state tax. So you've got South Dakota, Florida, and Tennessee.
The problem with that is you say, I'm going to move to a low tax state. You don't, okay, Tony, let's go. I'm going to move to Florida because it's no taxes, right?
Right.
But then you're on the coast and you're like, well, since I'm here,
you get a boat.
I'll get a boat.
Yeah. That's my problem. We're only an hour away from Disney World.
Right. Let me get
Disney World costs thousands of dollars a trip.
Per person.
You're gonna spend more on 2 trips to Disney World than you would on your taxes all year, your state taxes probably, for a lot of people.
Or I'm gonna go to Disney but now I have to fly. I'm gonna live by my boat in Florida, and now I have to fly home to Minnesota to visit the grandkids because the grandkids aren't moving with Florida.
The taxes you save by moving there, if your goal is to save taxes, the taxes you're going to save by moving there are going to be washed out by other expenses.
I agree.
So that's not a good. That can't be your only reason to move somewhere. But you hear that argument in articles like that. I see articles. What are the cheapest states to retire to? Go to Florida because there's no state taxes.
No.
But the
property insurance.
But the list you listed is good because the actual states that are the cheapest to live in overall are. If you could also show me a list is like who are the lowest 5 states for level of education and value of living, or those types of lists. And the bottom states are going to be the cheapest states: Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas, West Virginia. And I'm not making fun of those states either. They have nice places and nice people, but it's just those states are more impoverished than other places. And
but here's the problem with that, Tony. It's like, okay, I'm gonna make all my money in California, and then I'm gonna move to Alabama or whatever it was.
Right.
But that's not how. And I'm gonna save so much money. No, you're not. If you're gonna continue, people continue their lifestyle. If you were a saver your whole life, you're not gonna then all of a sudden become this crazy spender in retirement. It doesn't work that way. Right. You're gonna have trouble spending your money.
You're gonna maintain your lifestyle.
If you're gonna maintain your lifestyle, and especially early, you probably spend a little bit more. But you'll eventually slow down. But if your lifestyle is expensive, and just because you move to a less expensive state doesn't mean you're going to all of a sudden start not spending. You're just going to continue your lifestyle.
Yeah. So, you might save money on your home, but your lifestyle expenses, which are the things that can really add up, aren't going to be. There's not a big enough difference in how much less they will be, right, to make up for your spending. Because you'll find a lifestyle creep can happen no matter where you're at. Right. You'll find ways to spend that money, and especially with the world economy and internet, you can get all your luxury items. It doesn't matter that you don't live near a big metro area. You live in the middle of Mississippi or Arkansas. You will find a way to spend the money and get the nice toys, and you'll buy them online for the same price you would have bought them online for in California. Right? Am I right?
Yes, and I exactly. Your lifestyle is not going to just dramatically go down because you move, but the reverse might be true. So if you move to these states to retire, you might struggle in retirement because of the cost of living.
Hawaii has
Hawaii's number one.
Yeah,
17 years you get. With 1.5 million,
17 years in Hawaii.
So you're because the average cost of living
unless
after
you have
Social Security.
In other words, unless you have a terminal illness, do not move to Hawaii if you can't afford it, because it's not your money isn't gonna last.
The cost of living is 87 or almost 88,000 a year after Social Security. So on top of Social Security.
Wow.
California, 24 years. New York and Alaska are tied for 29 years.
Alaska, really?
Well, because just think about that.
Yeah. The cost of goods
to get
up
around,
there. It's kind of like Hawaii. Yeah. It's remote.
Right. It's kind of remote. So, but that being said, if you move to California from Tennessee, which not many people are doing, it's the opposite.
Right.
But if you do, you might want to know that you're going to be in a high cost state.
Yeah.
You go into New York City, things are going to be a lot more expensive than in, Springfield, Missouri, where my son goes to college. So, it's different. So anyway, I want to get to a couple of comments from some of these financial planners that are quoted in the article. One makes sense to me out of Dallas. Spencer lists CFP, like me. I often see comments, here's a quote, I often see comments online claiming that 1.5 million isn't enough to retire. But in reality, the data shows it goes a long way in nearly every state. So it goes far, and people adjust. You don't just, oh my God, I'm going to run out. You stop spending.
This is just a writer looking for an angle for a clickbait headline, like, oh wow, my magic number changes depending on what state I live in, which I think is, I agree with you, it's bunk. It's just, some people can make $250,000 in savings work for them in retirement. In Minnesota, and they can make that amount work for them in Florida. So the magic number for everyone doesn't change from state to state.
I can't give you a magic number based on your state. I can give you a magic number based on your spending. The premise, based on your spending.
That premise is crazy.
It's absolutely nuts. I get the point. They're trying to help people out.
Right.
But they're just,
and the lists on the lists on the most cost effective, or where is the cheapest place to retire. I like seeing those lists. It's always interesting. And some people might factor that in. Hey, this state doesn't have taxes. This has lower cost of living. Let's consider it. I have no problem with that.
Right.
And I think that's smart to look at.
Yeah.
But the reason this is so baseless is it's because the magic number varies from state to state. No, it's more about your lifestyle and your spending habits and your personal financial plan, your retirement income plan. And that can be, Yeah.
You give me a $500,000 client with that much, I can not have them not run out of money in any state. Right? They're just going to have to adjust their lifestyle accordingly.
Right. If you have a good financial planner or CFP and you have a retirement income plan in place, and with somebody who's a trusted fiduciary who's going to look out for your best interest, and you put that plan in place and you save and do what you can make it work. Like you said, a good financial advisor should be able to make that work regardless of the state, whether it's Massachusetts, even Taxachusetts, as you call it.
No, I got clients there. I got in-laws there. I mean, and I run their magic number. It's totally up to everyone's magic number is personalized. You can't start comparing that. That's what this does.
Yeah.
You start saying, oh, this is what I need. And then they start comparing themselves to others. And it's like, that's very counterproductive.
Yeah.
You have to do your own math.
Well, I remember the it's been a number of years now, but I always remember the articles. You need $1 million why $1 million is your magic number, and then it was 1.2. Yeah, right. And now you're reading numbers. I see these articles 1.5, 1.8. Is mentioned in there.
How about this, Tony? Let me. This is. I want to just not end, but wrap this article up because this is how they end it. So there's this woman, Catherine Valega, who's a certified financial planner near Boston. Okay. So keep that in mind.
Yep.
Quote, I actually now tell New England clients we should shoot to have 3 million to 4 million saved for a comfortable retirement. End quote. Holy smoke. All right. To her defense, she might be only dealing with high net worth clients.
She might be in the Hamptons, right? And we all know the Hamptons is the playground for the rich, right?
Right.
And that's just a little
Martha's
section.
Vineyard, maybe.
Martha's Vineyard is just a little section. I meant Martha's Vineyard is what I meant.
Same thing. Hamptons in New York.
Yeah,
it's the same,
I'm sorry.
Same concept.
Hamptons is in New York. I meant to say Martha's Vineyard. So she might be dealing with just Martha's Vineyard. She's just dealing with,
those lifestyle.
Yeah. And so maybe in her defense that there's validity there. But what I usually see is, she tells people they need to have 3 million because she's going to make a percentage of that. And the more they have, the more money she makes.
It makes life a lot easier.
If you put the pressure on for everybody to save $3 million and think they have to have that, if you're managing their money and their retirement accounts and you get a percentage of how they do, you're going to make a lot more money. So you got to look at, who's saying it and what do they gain from it? Right.
Right.
I always say, and not that she was doing that. She might be doing that because she works with high value clients that they need to have that money saved to live there. But I mean, most of Massachusetts, that isn't the case. You don't need $3 million.
3 to 4 million.
Yeah. And it depends on who you are. I mean, do you own a private jet and do you have payments on a jet or, 3 high-end limited edition sports cars and live in a 12,000 foot square home? Yeah, you're going to need some serious coin to retire.
Just to maintain lifestyle.
Yeah. I mean,
but a lot of people have,
but that's what, 1% of the population, 2%, right?
Although a lot of people have the equity in their home and they don't even factor that. Maybe she's factoring that in and include the home. And the home's worth 1.5, and then your assets are 1.5.
Yeah. My house isn't worth 1.5 million.
No, but then again, you're not living in Boston.
They say radio show co-host doesn't mean anything, but
no, it's true.
I love that journey for you, Dan.
This frustrates me though, because it just first of all, I think it's lazy. For people.
Sure.
I'm just telling everyone they need 3 to 4 million. Of course, I'm going to tell everyone they need 6 million because then I only need to draw down 0.5% from their portfolio, and then we'll be safe in all types of markets. No, do some homework, do some math.
Yeah,
run the numbers. You get a safe drawdown rate. Don't discount Social Security because that's a huge factor here.
Yeah,
you got to factor that in as a huge part of it, and I think you can live off of just Social Security if you do things right. But then again,
hopefully you shouldn't, and you should save above and beyond. You're probably going to need more than that. But again, it's you do what you can with what you have. but save as much as you can, but don't get crazy. Don't stop living now. So you can, the FIRE movement, we've talked about that.
Yes.
When people can't do anything now, I can never go out to eat or never have a cup of coffee at Starbucks because I want to have enough for retirement. I love the discipline, but also there's an argument on the other side. Like you say, it's like, you're going to be in long-term care in retirement and not be able to enjoy it. Your doctor's going to say you can't drink any coffee anymore. And then you're like, well, I saved $3 million and now's my time to drink coffee.
You know what the FIRE movement's kind of, that's an anomaly. I don't think many people do it. Yeah. I like financial independence, but not retire early. That we've done shows on that. But I think what really happens, Tony, is people come to me with a magic number. Yes. And I say to them, okay, why are you here? Well, we're thinking about retiring and don't know how much longer I'm going to work. Okay, why don't you retire? And one of the questions I often ask people, why don't you retire now? What if you retired today? Oh, I can't do that. Well, what if you got fired? Oh, that would be terrible. Why?
Yeah.
I don't have enough. How do you know? And then they're thinking, well, I read in USA Today, I need 1.5 million and I'm only at 900,000. And I'm like, well, have you done the math? No. Well, what do you mean? Well, let's do it. So then we sit down and go through it. And they're like, oh, no one's ever told me that. I've always been grow.
Right.
And I'm like, well, that's not what I do as a financial planner. I focus on spend. Let's get it down. Can we spend until we run out of money? And when does that happen? Are you alive and in your 70s when you run out of money? Problem. If you're getting up there in your 90s and you still have money, maybe that's a problem too. Do you want your last check to bounce? Maybe. Do you want to leave a legacy? Maybe. You can't look at these magic numbers and just assume that that's what you got to shoot for. I hate when people come. I don't hate it. I don't like to see when people come into the office and say, I can't retire because I don't have enough yet.
But that happens a lot.
It happens all the time.
Yeah.
And then I say, well, what is enough? What in the 1.5 million? Based on what? USA Today, which I got free under my door at the hotel. They don't even put it on the door anymore.
No.
It's in the lobby.
No.
Anyway, I don't know, Tony. I don't know what I feel like, and then to quote some financial planners that no, I double that. I'm like, it's just disingenuous. I think it's misleading. It's just pointing people in the wrong direction. People like that though. They like to see those headlines like, how much should you have at age 40? How much should you have at age 60? And then they compare. They like to compare, and it's easy and fun until it's not, until you start comparing, and then you're
human
depressed.
nature to gravitate toward that, and that's why they come up with this stuff, is because
to sell newspapers.
They want to sell newspaper. They want people to pick it up and read it, and
I did.
It's somewhat sensational. I mean, you wanted to read it to say what? You're like, what are they saying?
If you're watching this still, God bless you. If you're still here, make sure you subscribe. But give me a call if you want to know what your magic number is.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to be 1.5 million. I mean, if it is, that's a really lucky guess by me.
It's a coincidence.
But it's probably going to be lower than you think.
Yeah.
People overestimate what they really need to retire.
Always.
They really do. And your magic number might be 5 million. It might be. I don't know. But the only way to find out is to run it through software with different variables, come up with reasonable assumptions, and then say, here's what you need.
Because everybody's situation is different. You have to do all the calculations based on your personal situation. It's like every person is like a fingerprint. They're all unique, or a snowflake. So I don't want to say we're snowflakes, but
that's so nice.
Yeah, that's become a negative term, but it's unique. Yeah, I wasn't talking about you.
Oh, that's so cute. Anyway, Tony, thanks for a good show. Don't read these headlines, viewers. Stay away from it. If you want your magic number, give me a call. And Tony, maybe one of these days I'm going to give you your magic number and I'll tell everyone. And then they'll be like, oh, well, if Tony can do it on that, then I can retire too.
I already got my magic number from Douglas Adams in The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It's 42.
And a towel.
42. Yeah. And always bring a towel. However, before we go, give that number out to our viewers in case they do want to call.
Best way to contact me, 888-508-5935, or go to dolphinfinancialgroup.com, connect with me, and I'll be happy to talk you off the ledge away from the fake magic numbers and give you your own, even if it isn't 42.
All right.
Thanks for a good show. We'll catch you all next week.
All right. And that does it for today's episode of Dolphin Financial Radio, a very special episode with Dan's Rant.
Dan Mundo or Dolphin Financial Group are not affiliated or endorsed by Social Security or any government agency. Everything discussed on today's show was for informational purpose only. Since everyone's situation is different, some things may not apply to you. The materials presented are believed to be from reliable sources. We cannot be 100% certain that they are accurate. You should really talk to my dad or someone from Dolphin Financial Group before trying to implement these ideas or strategies.